That it is Ravichandran Ashwin who has asked for the inclusion of Varun Chakravarthy in the Champions Trophy squad. Although he said that it's going to be difficult and he doesn't see a situation wherein Team India trusts him in the Champions Trophy without including him in the squad for the England series or trying him out in the England series. Guess what? Right on cue, the Indian team, as has been suggested by a report, has made a move in the same direction. Although Varun Chakravarthy has not been officially added to the Indian squad for the upcoming three-match ODI series that starts in Nagpur on the 6th of February, but Varun Chakravarthy has in fact linked up with the squad. Varun Chakravarthy, it is being said, is working very closely with the ODI squad that is preparing for the three-match ODI series against England. Signs are, if you are to ask, that the Indian team is looking at him closely and has been left as impressed as probably you and I are with those 14 wickets that he took in the England T20I series. But we'll have to wait and see for an official word to come in. Right now, what we can tell you is that there is a report that suggests that he has linked up with the squad already. How the Indian team goes ahead and officially includes him in the squad, that is something we will have to wait and see. Even as far as him linking up with the team is concerned, that also hasn't happened officially. We're just quoting a report to you right now which suggests that he is now with the Indian team. He's linked up with the Indian team in Nagpur. We will have to wait and see how this is a developing story as to what to expect from Varun Chakravarty in terms of his role. But if you ask me on the outside, yes, he's been impressive and to say the least. But how does the Indian team find that balance and include him in the squad of 15? That I think is going to be a big problem, because you have Kuldeep Yadav as a specialist spinner already, and I'm just going back to how the Indian team had shaped up for the ODI World Cup. That also the makeup of the team was such that you had six bowlers at all times. Throughout the length of the tournament, you will want to do the same. But in those six bowlers, there was only one specialist spinner in Kuldeep Yadav, who again has retained his place in the Indian squad for the upcoming Champions Trophy. Now, how will India go ahead and include another specialist spinner in Kuldeep Yadav? That is something in Varun Chakravarty, beg your pardon. That is something we will have to wait and see. But the noise has definitely been made by the bowler. Remember, he didn't have a good first tenure, if I can say, with the Indian team back in 2021 at the same venue where he is, where many people now want him to be playing. But times have changed now. He's added more revs. He's added more speed. He has more tricks up his sleeve, Varun Chakravarty, and that's paying off in the game's shortest format. But you cannot forget the fact that he's yet to be tried out in ODI cricket. Whether the Indian team firstly officially sends out a statement saying that he's been added to the squad, that could be one indicator that they are looking at trying him out at some point in the series. And then, if even if they are to go ahead and do that, and also later on try him out in a couple of those matches as well, three matches that India are going to be playing, in case you weren't aware. First being in Nagpur, the second being in Cuttack, third in Ahmedabad. Then maybe you could be thinking, because just around the third ODI, in fact a day before that, 12th of February is the third date, is the third ODI. A day before that, 11th of February, is up till when you can make changes to your provisional squad. After that, remember, if you have to make any changes, you will have to take the longer route. You will have to get the clearance of the ICC technical committee, and only if they feel that change is merited will any team be allowed to make that change. So practically speaking, you've got only the first two ODIs if you want to try him out and gauge what he has to offer in the 50 over format of the game. But interesting how things have changed for Varun Chakravarty. He has a good series. There is a Ravichandran Ashwin who talks about him. There is the other experts as well who laud praise on him, and those things are definitely been taken note of. Perhaps the way that he bowled is something that the selectors have also had to take a note of, and now you see this latest development coming in, that he's been asked to link up with the team. He's joined the team. He's not officially, let me say this out very clearly again. He hasn't officially been added to the Indian squad for the England series. Once that is done, you know what to expect going forward, and that will make the first two ODIs very interesting in this three-match series against England that's coming up. We'll keep a close track of the story. Thank you so much for joining us for this quick update. Let me, before in fact I leave, take a couple of questions. Priyanshu says that if they're looking for Varun for the Champions Trophy, play him in England ODIs. That's exactly what Ravichandran Ashwin Priyanshu had also said, that at some point in the series you need to try him out. But like I told you, you only have the first two ODIs if you want to try that out. Rakesh Talreja has welcomed the move. He says it's a great move. He also says that Washington will be dropped. If you ask me, the one player who does look like somebody who's on slippery ground right now or will have to make way could possibly be Washington Sundar only. But don't quote me there. That's just a feeling that I have. I don't see any other player being taken out of the side to make way for Varun Chakravarthy. Uh, Telugu says that what if Roko fail in all England ODIs? It doesn't feel like a possibility to me. If you ask, hypothetically, yes, any player can fail. But if you ask me, what's the strongest suit of the two formats that they're playing, I think you and I both know that it is the 50 over format that suits both of them the best. The ODI World Cup was a reflection of that. Virat Kohli was your highest run getter, looked very much at ease. Rohit Sharma with that newfound template of his, giving India aggressive starts, is also something that worked out well, not just for him but for the Indian cricket team. So I doubt if they'll be troubled in this England series. Yes, they've got that baggage of failure in of the Test series, but rather back-to-back Test series defeats and back-to-back failures for them. However, I think this is a format the two really enjoy playing. They don't have to make any changes. They know their game very well, and as you would know, the white ball doesn't move as much as the red ball, so that just makes things comparatively easier for both the batters. So I think the two of them, you can definitely have high expectations from them, not just in the England series but in the Champions Trophy as well. Rohan, and that'll be the last question before I take your leave. Rohan says Jadeja ahead of Aksar in 11 for ODI Champions Trophy. For me, yes. What the Indian team does is something we will have to wait and see. But as we've been saying on our dugout as well, the difference may be large when you compared the two of them in the game's shortest format, and now it's a redundant conversation anyway because Jadeja has hung up his boots. But when you talk about ODI cricket, we did a statistical analysis as well. Very difficult to separate the two. Very like for life in terms of in terms of what they're giving, and Aksar isn't quite doing enough to supersede a Jadeja. If you want to plan forward, and that's the school of thought, maybe then you can look at Aksar. But I think for what Jadeja offers, I think he could be the one to start. And in my 11 as well, I think I'll have Ravindra Jadeja start ahead of an Aksar Patel. For now, I'm going to be taking your leave. Thank you so much for all of you who took the time out and joined us. But remember, this isn't we're not done here yet. This is something we will be giving more thought to in just about a couple of hours at the dugout. So 6:15, do join me, Nikhil and Siddharth Gulati. The three of us will, as always, try and bring you the very latest in the Indian cricket team and give you more perspective about some of the things that the Indian team needs to be looking at ahead of the Champions Trophy. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take good care.